They say love is loud, but real loyalty, it's quiet. It doesn't announce itself, doesn't beg for attention. It just is. In a world full of options, where attention is currency, what does loyalty even mean anymore in a man and a woman's relationship? Let's talk about the kind of loyalty that doesn't trend, but transforms. The kind that doesn't shake under pressure, but stands tall in silence. Step 1. Loyalty is presence in absence. It's when your name is brought up in a room and your partner isn't there, but the way they speak about you makes it feel like you are. It's the conversations they shut down, not because they're scared, but because they respect what you've built together. It's in the eyes that don't wander when someone attractive walks by. It's in the silence they choose when gossip starts about you, and instead of adding to it, they stop it cold. It's what a man says about his woman when the boys are joking around, testing his limits. It's how a woman responds when someone emotionally available tries to enter the space her partner already fills. It's the way a loyal heart doesn't just say, "I'm committed" in your presence, but proves it in your absence. Because real loyalty doesn't perform under spotlight. It acts in shadows. It doesn't need reminders. It doesn't need rules. It doesn't flirt with harmless fun or entertain the "it meant nothing" lies. It just knows. It knows that the bond you share is not something you put on pause when the other person walks out of the room. It's the decision made 1,000 times over. Not to betray, not to allow anything that would even slightly fracture the trust. And those decisions, they happen when no one's watching, when you're offline, when the message pops up, when the tension arises, when the heart feels weak and no one will ever know if you said yes. That's where loyalty lives, in those invisible moments. Step 2. Loyalty is emotional discipline. It's not just about staying faithful in the physical sense. It's about what you allow yourself to feel, entertain, and nurture emotionally when you're already committed. It's the self-control that kicks in when someone new makes you feel seen, admired, or understood in a way your partner hasn't lately. It's what you do with that feeling. Do you feed it with conversation, attention, curiosity, or do you recognize it as a moment and shut the door before it grows into something dangerous? Emotional discipline is choosing not to indulge in fantasy when reality gets tough. Because every relationship hits a rough patch, every partner will fall short at times. And in those moments, the world will offer distractions. People who seem easier, moments that feel lighter, connections that feel thrilling. But emotional loyalty isn't about chasing comfort. It's about staying with what's real. It's resisting the need to feel emotionally validated by someone outside the bond you promised to protect. It's recognizing when you're emotionally slipping, even just a little, and having the strength to pull yourself back. Not because you're scared of being caught, but because you know the damage it would cause. It's about not confiding your heart's pain in someone who wants your attention for the wrong reasons. It's choosing not to bond emotionally with someone who makes you question your current relationship, even if that bond feels innocent on the surface. It's realizing that emotional intimacy is sacred. It's not meant to be shared loosely or carelessly. It's not about deleting messages or hiding chats. It's about never letting them start in the first place. Because the most dangerous form of disloyalty doesn't start in the bed. It starts in the mind, in those small, silent moments when you know you're slowly leaning somewhere you shouldn't. And that's why emotional discipline is a form of loyalty not everyone talks about, because it's invisible, internal, and constant. It requires strength in silence, control in chaos, and deep respect for the heart you've chosen to protect. Step 3. Loyalty is defending in private and public. It's how you protect your partner's name, even when they're not in the room to defend it themselves. It's the courage to speak up when others mock, question, or criticize them unfairly. Loyalty isn't just about being proud of someone when they're beside you. It's about being proud of them when they're nowhere around. It's shutting down the jokes that cross the line, the rumors that aim to wound, the whispers meant to create cracks in the foundation you're building together. In public, it's how you carry their presence even in their absence. It's refusing to entertain conversations that disrespect your relationship. It's never laughing at the things that hurt them. It's not allowing anyone to speak about them with contempt, sarcasm, or belittlement. Even when silence would be easier, loyalty speaks. It stands up. It makes it clear, I won't let you speak that way about the person I love. In private, it's even deeper. It's the way you talk about them when you're angry, hurt, or misunderstood. It's the restraint you show when venting to friends, knowing there's a difference between seeking support and tearing your partner down. It's not throwing their flaws out for public digestion just to get validation. Loyalty in private is choosing to protect their dignity, even in moments when you're disappointed, because you know that temporary anger doesn't justify permanent damage. It's in the way you speak of them to your family, to your friends, to strangers. It's making them feel safe knowing that no matter what, you won't let the world paint them in colors they don't deserve. It's defending their intentions when others doubt them. It's not just being their voice, it's being their shield. And this kind of loyalty isn't performative. It's not done to look good. It's done because you honor the bond, because you recognize that love without defense is vulnerable. Because if you can't protect your person in the small moments, how will you protect them in the big ones? Step 4, loyalty is consistency, not convenience. It's easy to be loyal when everything feels good, when love is light, when conversations flow, when attraction is high and disagreements are few. But loyalty isn't tested in the sunshine. It's tested in the storm. When emotions run heavy, when patience wears thin, when misunderstandings pile up and nothing feels soft anymore, that's when loyalty shows its true face, not as a feeling, but as a choice. A steady, conscious decision to stay committed to the person even when the circumstances stop being convenient. It's choosing to remain emotionally available when you're tired. It's showing up for your partner when it's hard, when you're annoyed, when the connection doesn't feel as effortless as it used to. It's being consistent with your love, respect, and effort even when life gets busy, tempting, or lonely. Because loyalty doesn't clock out when things get inconvenient. It doesn't wait for perfect timing, perfect moods, or perfect behavior from the other person. Loyalty means not switching your tone, your energy, or your intentions based on your surroundings. It's not flirting when they're not around. It's not ignoring them because you're stressed. It's not giving others a version of you that should only belong to the person you love. It's not being hot today and cold tomorrow, loving when it's easy and distant when it's hard. It's not loyalty if it disappears the moment you don't get your way. Real loyalty is consistent in the way it shows up, in words, in actions, in presence. It doesn't rewrite the rules when it becomes inconvenient to follow them. It doesn't entertain temporary pleasure at the cost of long-term trust. It remembers that love without consistency becomes confusion. It knows that true connection is built through repeated effort, not just occasional grand gestures. Consistency means showing your partner that your commitment isn't based on how you feel in a single moment, but on what you've chosen to build together day after day, even when it's difficult, even when you're tempted, even when you feel like giving less. Because real loyalty doesn't bend with the wind. It stands even when the weather changes. Step 5, loyalty is in the small choices. It lives in the quiet moments that no one else sees. It's not always about grand sacrifices or dramatic gestures. It's about the subtle, everyday decisions that reveal where your heart truly stands. It's choosing to reply a little slower to someone who flirts with you. It's choosing not to entertain a conversation that feels too emotionally charged. It's deciding not to double tap that picture, not to reply to that late-night message, not to seek attention from people outside the relationship just because you're feeling momentarily unseen. It's in how you speak about your partner when you're with friends, the way you choose to remember their good over their flaws, the way you speak of their absence with love, not complaint. It's in how you respond when someone jokes about your relationship, how you carry their presence with you even when they're not physically around. It's in defending them in conversations that could easily turn into gossip, in choosing silence over betrayal, in choosing truth over convenience. Small choices are the foundation of trust. They're the bricks that build the walls of emotional safety. It's the look you don't return when someone's trying to get your attention, the invitation you decline without hesitation, the venting you do with caution because you know sharing every detail of your partner's faults isn't healing. It's harming. It's recognizing that even the smallest disloyalty begins with permission, with a tiny yes where there should have been a quiet no. It's waking up and deciding again and again, not just to love your partner, but to protect what you share, even when you're tired, even when you're annoyed, even when no one would blame you for slipping. Loyalty isn't always a loud declaration. Sometimes it's simply biting your tongue when you're tempted to say something damaging. Sometimes it's keeping your eyes, your words, and your energy focused inward, toward the relationship you've promised to nurture. Every moment you choose patience over pride, honesty over ease, respect over reaction, you are practicing loyalty. And no, it won't always feel heroic. Most days it will feel quiet, but that's the power of it. The most unshakable loyalty is built in the moments that seem too small to matter, yet add up to everything that does. So the next time you wonder what loyalty really looks like, don't look for the loudest promises or the prettiest posts. Look for the small decisions, the quiet sacrifices, the invisible battles no one else sees. Loyalty isn't proven in comfort, it's revealed in pressure, in distance, in doubt. Because at the end of the day, loyalty isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional, choosing the same heart over and over again, even when the world hands you 100 reasons not to. And if you find someone who gives you that kind of loyalty, don't take it lightly, because in a world full of options, distractions, and noise, someone who chooses you with their heart, their mind, and their actions, that's rare, that's sacred, that's real.